Yeah, you can start.
Okay. I'm very thankful to all my parents, gurus, Jnana Brahma, Swami Sundar Chaitanyanand ji, Dhyana Brahma, Pitama Dr. Subhash Patri ji, Guru Mata Swarnamala ji, Ekathva Gudakesha grandmaster Shri Prabodh Achyutha ji, Swadhyaya yogi Shri Pradeep Aniruddha ji, Dr. Manjuwani madam, Shri Suman ji, Shri Abhijit ji, Shradamma madam, Dana Mariam, the author of Sitainam scripture, and to all the participant friends. Yesterday we have seen Swayamvara program. So as they all thought in Mithila Nagar, so Sri Ram has done the formality, fulfilled the formality, but Sri Rama did not immediately ask, was not prepared for the Swayamvara formalities, further formalities, as Sita to be to put the garland in his neck. He said, one more day we wait till Sita Mata agrees for this, and she should be given 1 day time to think of it. So till then, the result should not be declared. No announcement is required to make. So next morning, as he said, he hurried to the palace. He met Mata, Surena Mata, and then Sita Mata and Janak Baba. But what had happened, the servants, true servants only we will come to know, but they have not heard anything afterwards. Only this thing that they heard, that Mata has accepted Sri Ram as her husband. So many stories that take place in Rajmahal. So one of the story, after several days, and one day that the information was leaked out. One evening time, dinner time. So one servant told the other servants about this, what had happened on the next day of the Swayamvar. Then Janak Baba had remarked that he is very fortunate to have Sri Ram and Lakshman to arrive in Mithila just in time for the Swayamvara. Sri Ram smiled and said, it was not an accident. It is, we can understand it is predetermined. So Janak Baba asked him to explain. So what had happened, how he had come, all those things. Then he, after some time, he replied that the battle with Tadaka, that was very difficult time. Because she is a woman, and in spite of so much damage is done by Tartaka, but very painful to kill her. After that night, what happened? He could not sleep because somewhere that guilt part is there. Killing a woman is against the nature. So he was, the whole day, he was in distress. Later, but after some time, he felt a great presence came over to him. It brought that great presence brought a sense of peace and love and healed him, his body, from the pain. During the battle time, the pain what he had, he carried the night also. But the presence he felt, it healed the pain. It was, overarching presence, and it made me to sleep with comfort in its arms. So very coolly, very comfortably, he slept in that one presence has happened in that arms. He could sleep very well. But by morning it was gone. And he wondered whether he had imagined it or what. Is it real? So he had a doubt about it. When he approached to Mithila, he felt that presence. The presence at that night, when he killed the Tatka, in distress he felt it. He felt the comfort and all those things. The same feeling he could experience when he is nearing Mithila. Again, he felt the presence when they stopped the horses to give water. That time, he saw the Sita Rajkumar in the field. He knew she is the one who had come to comfort him in distress. So that feeling he had. So he inquired about her. Then he turned to Mata and said, and you were kissing the soil on that day. That is a sign for me that you have forgiven me for killing a women demon, Tataka. See, there are two things it had happened here. One is feeling that presence without knowing it, but a comfortable feeling, a soothing feeling. And then when he is approaching Mithila, he felt that presence. And then when he saw Sita Mata taking the soil into her hands and then putting it on her, applying it on her cheeks, that means she is convinced that whatever he had done, it is right. So that's the sign he got it. Then Mata listened quietly when Sridham spoke. So after finishing his talk, then she replied, yes, I have realized that sometimes a demon takes a woman form. So the warrior will refrain from doing what needs to be done. Means then she understood that a demon can come in any form, women form also, to betray the other person. So whatever he wants to do, they will not kill a woman. So like that, she tried to deceive the other person. But you were not deceived. When I first heard the news of murder, I also felt sorry for the deed, but then I realized she was a woman only in outer appearance. The test was to see beyond her outer form. See, tests will be done. Demons can take any form. That education they had. So no one can deceive them. They will disappear immediately. In many forms they will come. So they can cheat any way. So Sita Mata has realized. So by the test was to see beyond her outer form to the demonic nature that was inhabiting that body, which is neither male nor female. So at this juncture, killing that person is valid. It was Vasundhara Ma who told me this in that field on that day. She made me understand. She helped me to understand this part. Killing a woman is against nature, but that person was not a female nature. So she understood. That's why in terms of gratitude, she applied on the cheeks. She kissed the mud and everything. She expressed her gratitude that the happiness, it crossed the boundaries. So she had expressed in many ways. So Vasundhara Mata had made me understand and made me aware of that deeper truth. She told Sridham. So Sri Ram was very much touched by these words. But then he added in some serious tone, this is only a beginning. Tadka, killing Tadka is a beginning. Now we have to face many difficult battles. When he said this word, these sentences, then Meenakshi felt so sad. I thought my Sita Mata will enjoy the future life, everything. And then, but she had to face all these difficulties. Suddenly, she had some difficulty in her. Then Soma said, not to worry about all those things. Whatever Raja Ram will do will be for the protection and benefit of the entire beings, as what we study in Sankalpa. We are said that we are connecting to Guru Shakti and frequency of the Guru's energies, like that we say, for all for the self, society, universe, and sentient beings. And so Raja Ram will do that way. For the protection and benefit for everyone, he will do the good only. So we don't have to think or worry about anything. I have no doubt that he will succeed in all of his endeavors. After all, he is the one who has chosen by our Mata. So she very confidently, Soma made understand Meenakshi. So wedding preparations were going on. Now the departure time has come. As the departure, Mata's departure was approaching, Meenakshi again felt, how can it be without Mata? How I can lead a life? What will happen? She thought Janak Baba will go into the retreat more and more into solitude, and Sunaina Mata will definitely, she has to take care of the administrative responsibilities, and we servants would be left without the one who had lit up the palace and brought us such joy, without Sita Mata. So she was almost coming to accept the reality. Suddenly, new window of hope and possibility opened. See, whenever we are in distress, that means there will be a hope, ray of hope will appear. So this is what here it is revealing once again. Means nothing is permanent. So departure from Mithila, this is the sixth chapter we entered into. So as Janak Baba promised that he will teach the methods of cultivation, operation of plow, and seedling time. So all those things, he said, we will definitely share our knowledge with you. So every day after marriage, Sita Mata, Janak Baba, and then Sri Ram, they used to go to have first-hand experience into the fields and to see the beauty of the soil. So Janak Baba has told how to operate, and Mata taught him about the living qualities of the soil and the bounty of the earth. And Janak Baba also taught about the local councils, how to set up. And they, three of them visited all the nearby villages to witness the progress of the village councils. So every time Sri Ram is taking so much time, long conversations with Janak Baba about the nature of governance. Because to understand this and then implement in Kaushal Rajya, so he had a good opportunity with Janak Baba to understand about this. Then he expressed, Sri Ram expressed that I have learned Vedas from Rishi Vasistha and then warfare from Rishi Vishwamitra, but I had not so far had the opportunity to learn the subtleties of governance, and I am very glad to learn all this from Janak Baba. So he expressed his gratitude. Janak Baba wants some more. He was very much intent on passing on to Sri Ram some of his visions and premonitions for the future. He knows the power of Videha would decline and the power of Koshala kingdom increase. Before, in the previous class also, we understood, because the Sita Mata has not just come for us only, she is for the entire universe. So we should cannot control her or put her in any way. We have to make her leave to the next, it should pass on. So the next journey should be started. That's what he told to Sunaina Mata. So the same thing, though he knows about this, the future, he did not feel anything for that. So neither sad nor happy. He is about this duality. The same thing here in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is expressed. Anapeksha suchir dakshaha udasino gatavyadaha sarvaramba parityahi yumad bhakta same priyaha. Who is very dearer to me? The God has said this, Bhakti Yogam. Some people, those who are anapekshaha, no expectations. The person who does not expect anything. Karmani eva adhikarate ma phaleshu kadachana. You have, you can perform the task, but you cannot have the same authority on the fruits of it. To do any action, to perform any task, according to your will, you can do. But the fruits are under my control. The results are under my control. Here also, anapekshaha, that's why nishkama karma. Do it without any attachment or expectation. Suchihi means very pure. The person who is very pure. Dakshaha, very able. Udasino means neutral. Gatavyadaha means whatever had happened, he is freed from all those things. Not to think of those things. Sarva arambaha, everything will be started. Sarvaramba parityagi means the renouncer of all the endeavors. Yeah, mat bhaktaha. Anyone who is like this, these qualities who has, he is very dear to me. That's what he said. Another thing also, yo na hrishyati na dvesti, na sochati na kankshati. Subha subha parityagi bhakti manya same priyaha. Yo na hrishyati na dvesti. If something comes, more happiness, feeling of more happiness, or going into depression, something wrong happens, they cannot take it. So they go into depression. The person who is very neutral to these two, not to feel more happy, not to feel depressed. Na sochati, na kankshati. Sochati means that displeasureness, he doesn't express. Or na kankshati, he does not expect anything. Subha, asubha, parityagi. Yes, whether good or bad, auspicious or inauspicious. Whoever renounces from these two, the parityaga, bhakti manya samepriya. This type of a person is very dear to me. That is what the God's words, Sri Krishna's words to Arjuna. So same thing we can see in Janak Baba. Something is happening. Actually, the kingdom only will be diminished after some time. It won't be there. Then the feeling of the person, the owner, it is very difficult to be in neutral place. But Janak Baba, he is a real jnani. He maintained that samavarti, the same equality in everything, in every person. If we eat, everybody eats, we eat. Everybody should be given respect. Like this, many things are there in Janak Baba's ruling administration, that equality was followed. That's why here he knows, he had seen that the power of Videha would decline and the power of the Koshala kingdom increase. when the reach of the Raghu clan had grown immensely under the reign of Dashrath Maharaja. During the Dashrath's time only, it has been increased. And now the Sri Ram has come, it will improve more. And the capital Ayodhya was now an imperial center, extending its influence in all directions. In many things will be there for an admin kingdom. So in all directions, it is expansion is going on, and Sita Mata is going to that place. So she will carry whatever the knowledge it has in Mithila, it will be going and merge in Koshala. So the kingdom of Videha was no match for Koshala, except in one regard. What is that? It was the seat of knowledge. Videha, Mithila Nagar is meant for knowledge. And then Koshala is for power. And these two kingdoms have come closer. That is the marriage took place. Means that is the marriage between power and knowledge. Would ensure a bright future for the Aryan region. If it could spread its high level of culture and civilization far and wide, the progress of the human species would aid all creation. So would be helpful to the entire universe. So that is what the Sita Rama Kalyanam. The marriage of Sita Rama is meant for the welfare of the universe. Janak Baba knew that the earth was in a declining cycle. See, we can understand. We had the 4 yugas. Kali Yuga, so Krita Yuga, that is Satya Yuga. Second one is Treta Yuga. Third one is Dwapar Yuga. Now Kali Yuga. Fourth one, this is. Afterwards, again, we go to Dwapara, into Treta, and to Krita, means Satya Yuga. So that's how the cycle goes. When Kali Yuga means it is declining cycle. Means, of course, in between Dwapar Yuga was there, after Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga is there. So it is, Janak Baba knows about this declining cycle, and much spiritual knowledge would be lost. Definitely it happens. So while material development is advanced, when a person becomes materialistic, myself, selfishness increases, naturally I ignore the spiritual knowledge because I want my own growth. I'm more self-centered. Definitely I ignore the spiritual knowledge. The person who has spiritual knowledge, he will ignore the selfishness. So these two things cannot go together. So it was this to which he wanted to dedicate his last years. So he knows very well about the Midla Raj, about the earth cycling. So at this time of declining cycle of the Mother Earth, so whatever the knowledge I have, whatever the systems I have to protect in this way. That much knowledge he had. It was almost as if Janak Baba had willed this marriage, knowing the benefit it would bring to all humankind. So his knowledge is totally different, above from everybody's expectations. He had trained Sita well, very well, fulfilling the great responsibility that had been entrusted to him. So as a real yogi, Janak Baba, the purpose of calling Sita Mata onto this earth and giving her training and giving her hand to Sri Ram. So all these are, we can say that, predestined. He had exposed her to so many of the rishis and sages. Their wisdom also she had to see. Each one's mindset will be different. Each one is good, but different creativities will happen with their creative mind. So she has to understand all these things. And rishis and sages in the Aryan region, and she had imbibed their wisdom. So going to any rishi is some knowledge he'll have, some ability he'll have. He knew that Sri Ram would value this and value as well as her care also for all the creatures, large and small, because small. She is for all the creatures. any person, any plant, any animal, any person, whenever they are in distress, immediately she used to attend them. We have seen many examples. Even to Meenakshi that night, actually all rishis have come. She has to go and serve them. But in spite of that, she first attended Meenakshi, made Soma to bring that medicinal plants, and then made the paste and squeezed that. And then she given the first aid, the requirement she met, and then only she moved to the Raj Mahal. That is what she is. The last of his great responsibilities was coming to an end, Janak Baba knows, and Janak Baba greeted this time of closure with neither joy nor sadness. Just now we read these slokas from Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga. Means how the devotee should be. So Janak Baba is a devotee. Devotee can be Mahajnani. So Jnani only can become a devotee. But at one time, we cannot separate these two. Now his withdrawal had begun. Now the task what he had to fulfill in his lifetime, it has fulfilled. Now he had to withdraw. He understood. So one evening, as usual, when Soma shared some of the events what had Janak Baba's teachings to Ram, what is happening there. Kiran asked her, what is it? Rona also had something, but she couldn't understand what was being said. It was a subject of great importance. Soma replied, it was not for our ears. Then if it is not for us, why did Janak Baba allowed you to listen? Soma, Kiran asked. You know the reason. There is a reason behind everything, whatever happens in this household. So whenever Kiran speaks, some sense will be there. That's why she is very fond of him. So all the servants gathered around her. Janak Baba suddenly stopped eating and began to speak directly to Ram. Ram, a Raja is a servant of his people. So Janak Baba told Ram that you are a servant for all the people in that kingdom. When a Raja grows distant from them, he can no longer serve. If you are away from the people of that kingdom, so you cannot have that connection with them. Unless you have connection, you cannot implement whatever you want. How much love you may have, but you cannot implement because you are making so much distance with the people. All the families, they are known to me. So his own experience is sharing. I know each and every person in my kingdom. I know their sorrows and seek to alleviate them. Everyone will have something or other, some misfortune, mishappenings, displeasures. Everyone will tell some things. But Janak Baba used to listen to it carefully, accordingly used to console them or give one sort of idea to them. When Dushyant, Meenakshi's father, used to go every day to take his blessings, what he used to say? Dushyant, may you have a peaceful sleep. Once anyone has peaceful sleep, the next day he can work with double, he will become very energetic. He can work with enthusiasm, eagerness, curiosity. With so much energy he can put in. So that's what he used to say with a single sentence. So he used to give the single sentence tip to everyone, like our Prabodh sir gives us, just smile. Just smile. That makes a bit difficult. A Divya Mangala Drusti, still more difficult. Look, simple only looking, but practicing, then only you can attain it. But some practice by the person who had practiced it, definitely that will have an impact on the person who listens to it. That is why Guru is very much required. Here, Janak Baba, he is a Maha Yogi. Most of his time spent with rishis, almost he is also a yogi. So whatever the word comes from his mouth, that is a mantra to the normal people. Like that, he ruled the country, not as a king, as a close person, as a close, nearer, dearer relative, a friend, like that. So Rama listened very patiently what he is saying. Everything I have to take it into account. Even in an expanding kingdom, it is possible because Rama's Koshal Raja is so much expanded kingdom. It is also possible, he said. An expanded mind can know a population no matter how large it is. Expanded mind means large-heartedness you should have. Your country may be very large, but if you have a large-heartedness, then you can reach to each and every person. Does not Mahadev take note of each of our thoughts and desires? Mahadev, he talked about the universal God, supreme God. Is it not he taking care of us? Everyone will pray for to him, only turns towards him, and asks whatever we want. Is he not fulfilling our wishes? Sometimes may not be, because it may not be required to us, or our intention and then working towards it may not be that serious. Definitely that will become slower. That will be, the result will be in after some time. The more I can express desire, at the same time I have to put my efforts also into it to attain it. The Vishwamitra knowing everything, but why he took Ram and Balram, Ram Lakshman to this Yajna Kundari? He had to teach, he had to make them learn and then display it. Any person, it needs time to practice, then attain mastery. First, we have to put a step towards it. See how supreme power or God reaching us. Doesn't he have the entire universe he has to attend? So it must be for a Raja who, with regard to those under his care, that is the responsibility given to us. King means each and every person's concern we have to attend. That is why I regularly visit the villages. The purpose of visiting the villages, he told now, because every person requires somebody's assistance. If higher knowledge person comes, it gives immense happiness to them, because they will be in that situation that he will come, he is like a God, he will come and help me. For that reason, we have to go to each and every person. Sita also often accompanied me, as she can read the hearts of the people better than I. She is extension of this thing. She knows much better than what I am. She knows the needs of each family. Self-governance, Ram, is what we must aim for. So you have some abilities, she has some abilities, put together, you can help the entire universe. that is the future for the minds of rulers, are increasingly clouded by self-interest, not the interest of the people. See, why decline happens means when I become selfish, the kingdom will collapse. So slowly. I may reach up to top position, but the moment my selfishness comes in between, definitely there will be a fall. I see that this is becoming the reality in many parts of the Aryan region. The only way to counter this is through self-governance. So because of selfishness, many rulers trying to expand their region, they are more indulged in expansion, not to reach the people, needs of the people. But we can counter this through self-governance. Few things the people can attend themselves by self-governance, and many things you can attend. So these things today, Janak Baba has given some inputs to us. So I am very glad to discuss these things of Dena Mariam's wisdom through Sitayanam on this Gudakesha platform, which is created by our grandmaster, Shri Prabodh Achyutha ji. I'm very thankful to the organizing members, Dr. Manjuwani Madam, Shri Abhijit ji, Sharanamma Madam, and to the Dina Mariam, the author of Sitayanam, and to all the participant friends, and to this technology, time, knowledge, and directly, indirectly, many people are assisting us. To all of them,